Elite Assembly. Step up and see flashes the ToyLeet crew. We're the kings of the game, yeah, the chosen few. From the shadows we rise with the rarest finds. Collect them, respect them, we're one of a kind. ToyLeet, ready the streets. Elite with defeats in this collectible feast. ToyLeet, never the street. We're the heart of the beat, where our playmates meet. Check our stacks, our collection supreme. Limited editions, every collector's dream. We're the myths, we're the legends, with every drop. Taking over the block, we never stop. In the alleys where the echoes play. ToyLeet's the name, hear what we say. Rising, thriving, always thriving. In our realm, we're always diving. ToyLeet, reign in the street, the live ToyLeet. Stand in the pace, with a snap of the case and a click of the lock. ToyLeet's on top and we're ready to rock. Collecting more than just toys, we're up. We're up. We're up. ToyLeet, never the street, we're the heart of the beat, where our playmates meet. We're the dream, we're the ToyLeet, what's the throne? Cause in this zone, we never admit defeat. Come for the thrill, stay for the chase. ToyLeet's in the place, set in the pace.
What is up, my man?
What's up, dude? It's been a quick minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, man.
It's been a journey. Good deal, man. Good
Past
deal.
couple
How's
months,
life
we
treating you?
both our asses, man.
Dude, I mean, I'd complain if I wasn't doing so well personally, If
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Life
Wouldn't do you
is
any good to
hectic
complain
at
anyway, because
times.
everybody just call you a wine ass. So
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely it's been crazy. I think it's been a few weeks since we've been on here.
yes, sir.
A couple weeks before we come back. But we'll talk about that as we get into the show a bit here tonight. So we pivot on the topic a little bit this week because it's been a couple weeks. So we'll come back to what we originally planned to a couple weeks ago. But tonight we'll be talking a little bit of end of year preview, kind of how we're going to wrap up 2024 from the ToyLeet, and kind of talk a little bit from our favorites, some of our futures, and talk a little bit ToyVember stuff, and kind of how we're going to wrap up the 2024 ToyLeet season, as we'll call it.
Yes. Our
Good
last
deal, man. How you been?
What, right? We got.
What's that?
I'm just trying to think of when the last Tuesday of the year is. So
the last Tuesday of the year
is New Year's Eve.
Believe it or not, New Year's Eve, where I expect everyone to be joining us here.
Yeah.
On the ToyLeet. No. We'll get to how we're going to handle that a little later.
That's right. You guys better damn well be here because we won't be.
Exactly.
I mean, we will.
Exactly. We will, in essence, be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, good deal, man. Good. So how's life been, man? How you doing?
Life has been good, man. Real busy, but good. I've been working a lot and doing a lot of side projects and shit like that, trying to get things wrapped up for the winter, of course, because got snowstorms coming in this weekend. So, and I'm heading up to the Adirondacks, or Fort Ticonderoga, which is up in the Adirondack area.
It's about an hour and a half away from where I sit today.
Yeah, and they always have lots of snow anyway, so it'll be a fun trip up there. I mean, I'm not going to care if I get snowed in as long as there's food and drink and coffee, man. I'm good. It doesn't matter to me. I could stay.
No, absolutely, brother. I myself will be doing the opposite of you. Punk would like this one if he's in the chat or when he comes into the chat. He would respect the fact that I'm going to be going on vacation again.
Yes, he loves your vacations. It's all just jealous based, that, right?
Right. Well, I wouldn't be able to do it if he didn't send me those extra checks every month from his YouTube Boco bucks. So yeah, no, I'll be heading to we'll be hosting the holidays at our house this year as usual with family, and then we'll be headed out to Hartford, Connecticut, to catch a flight down to Tampa, to catch a boat out to the Western Caribbean, where several of the family members will be getting on a cruise and enjoying some downtime in warmer weather.
Now, when are you leaving?
We leave on Friday morning,
Okay.
but we're flying down to Tampa the day before the cruise sets sail. So we'll be leaving Friday morning, and then we'll be gone all day,
Getting out
Saturday
just
through
in time for the
Saturday.
snowstorm to hit, because it's supposed to hit Friday like late morning sometime here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So you guys are probably like 2 or 3 hours behind us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get an early enough flight. Hopefully we get out.
Yeah, you guys probably don't get the lake effect snow that we get here, though. So
no, not at all, not at all. But hopefully everything's fine. I'll be keeping my eye on the weather for sure. But
we're calling
the plan is, I mean, we got a little bit of lead time.
Friday.
And
then
what's that?
I said they're calling for like 8 to 12 inches on Friday, then another 6 or so on Saturday, and another 6 or so on Sunday. So,
oh wow, you guys are getting a hell of a lot more than we are, because we're only forecasting a little bit of flurries here and there.
It's a typical Western New York Thanksgiving.
And then I'm going further east to get the flight. So about 2.5 hours or so from where I sit today. Out east.
You're flying out Friday morning, and you're leaving for the cruise Saturday.
Yeah, we're flying out of Hartford to Tampa on Friday, around in the morning, and then we'll be in Tampa on Friday evening. We'll be in there Friday afternoon, through Saturday morning when we get on the boat and head out to the Caribbean. We're gonna hit up Cozumel, Honduras, Belize, and Puerto Costa Maya or something like that, or whatever it is, and then back to Tampa and back to Connecticut and New York, just in time for what will eventually be the ToyLeet ToyVember Winter Announcement Show, which I'm really excited for. But I got a couple pickups. Before, do you want to hit the chat real quick before we do that?
Chat real quick. See who's joined us real quick, and then we'll go into pickups. So, Mr. Fat Dread Foods here, and he was first, as he claims his title of first. And
you, sir.
Aaron Payne's Toy Samples in the house. What's up,
long
Aaron?
time no see, brother.
Yeah. Hope you're doing good, man. The Thanos Copter is here. What's up, everybody? And we are Toy Tube Official with Nolan in the house, saying hello to everybody. And our good buddy Eldor's here. He's been banging out some awesome custom stuff lately.
I was gonna say, not only has he been doing that, he's been doing some cool, I would say, ToyLeet, ToyVember contributions. I've definitely been seeing those.
And Endless Fables here. What's up, man? How you doing? Nice to see you. He's been doing some bangers of fucking AWOC pictures, man. Holy shit.
Man, he's got me hooked on the AWOC stuff.
Yeah. Dude. And the Collector Brothers, I'm guessing, is probably John. So what's up, man? How you doing? And we got this character in the house here, this Black Knight guy, Don't know what's up with him. I can't even. What's that sticker he gave us? A thumbs up? That's all we get from him is a thumbs up. Jeez. weak sauce, man. We want more.
Right.
And Nostradamus Toys, Oz, what's up, man? Hello, friends. And I believe that's it.
A lot of in chat in there and infighting, as we will say.
He still hasn't given us any more than. Oh, he said it's waving. Okay, it's a waving hand. All right. Well, we'll let it.
I normally wave with one finger, but we're only 8 minutes in, so I'll hold off on that.
So what'd you get, brother?
I've been busy. I have not been able to keep up on my ToyVember, but I do have plans to load up the remaining ones that I have in backlog and get them out there. I know I won't get credit, and somehow I will not win, even though I'm sure mine is the best of the best.
How far are you behind? I owe like 8 pictures.
I think I owe, what's day? 26. So I owe, I think, 19.
Whoa.
So I think it was like day 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. Like, just life was hitting me with work and schedules and stuff.
That's what's happened to me.
Vacation.
I get done with work. I get home. I'm like, fuck that shit. I ain't taking a picture. I'm too tired.
So I'm gonna wrap up my story, because I had the story all written out how I wanted to do it with Cody and Roman and the whole wrestling thing there. So I even, as far as, went out and actually picked up some extra things for my
what do you got there? Let's
my photos. Yeah, let me
I
see
got you.
here. So I snagged a couple of these from like the Wrestling Fig things that Realm of Toys posts
Oh yeah,
about all the
over at
time.
that place. I sent you that one time. I showed you about it.
Yeah. So snagged a couple security guards here to help play roles in some of the photos that I'm gonna be doing.
Their stuff isn't cheap, but it's not really overpriced either. But they got some cool
No,
stuff
for
like
this it was
caskets and all that stuff. So can't
yeah, I
think of the
got
name of them off
those.
the top of my head right now, but
I got something else. I just don't know where it is. Huh. I guess that's a problem when you got plastic and you can't find it.
does Son of Wonder have it?
He might have. He definitely might have it. It is a, or maybe I opened him. Why don't I see him? Oh, here he is. He's hanging out with my boys over at the Savage Crucible. I got the Man of Arms or something from Masterverse.
Oh, cool.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I have
He's
no
holding
idea.
up one of the, I think it's Man of Arms.
Yeah. He's got a pretty
from the
cool
Masterverse.
costume. Not very Motu, not the normal Motu look, right?
Right. Yeah, no, that's why I liked him. He actually he was yes, I got alert on that. I got an alert on that, Aaron. It's my I'll get my hyena AWOC figure, gladiator figure, plus the other three that I picked up at Zolocon. So I'll have dubs of my pale and stuff.
That
But
guy's
yeah,
pretty cool,
so I got him. This is a really cool one. Yeah, no, he's actually really cool. It fits in perfect with my my fantasy lore stuff. I like the soft goods and stuff.
The
I
other
don't,
nice thing is
I
that he's
didn't care
actually
for
not naked like you like most of your men.
exactly. It comes with a bunch of the other stuff. I actually got him as a he was gifted to me from what can I think of his name? Joe Recondo. Big fan of Delta 17 and Joe Fest and all of that. He and I connected at a toy show here locally a while back where we got some rumblings about some things we're talking about working on together. But he had reached out when I was selling his tank. He actually helped me sell that at the toy show. So I ended up connecting with him, and he had not purchased one of the dragonflies. And I have my other one back here in the corner. So I had promised him one at retail, like what I paid for it. So he and I squared up on that a couple weeks ago. And when he did that, he brought me the Man of Arms there. So I got him, and he's cool. I like him. Like I said, he was up there battling with my savages and on that Mayan temple like thing that I have on one of my shelves over here. So those are my pickups right now. But I do know I've got a crap ton coming. I've got the HBK WrestleMania 12 Ultimates coming. They just shipped. I know I got some stuff coming from our boys over at Hella Dope. So much shit's coming, man.
Yeah. Let me bring this up real quick because I know he's got his own show to go over to soon. But Matthew's here. He's getting both his Skeletrons delivered on Friday. Thanks for stopping in, Matthew. I know you're getting ready to take over and head over to your show over on Pop Blender's channel. And there's two more people that popped in here. Aaron, the toy enhancer, popped in. What's up, brother? And K Rose in the house.
Hey, K Roll. Awesome. Good deal. Thanks for tuning in.
Pickups.
So you got some stuff?
Oh, what did I get this week? I know I have the Cosmic Legion Shadow Circle figure coming from the Hella Dope Boys. The one that's exclusive that shipped on Friday. So super stoked about that one. That's the one that's
which one is it? Is that the retailer exclusive?
Yeah, that's the one that's based on this old Fisher Price toy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
yep.
Excited about that because that was one of my favorite toys as a kid. Then I got I got so much shit coming in.
That's how I feel, man.
The Killer War from Fresh Monkey Fiction. I got the notice that'll be shipping soon. So
which one's that?
The werewolf from Fresh Monkey Fiction for Monster Force.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. I got some other stuff coming in too, but the two things I did get that I'm super excited about that will be the things for this week.
Oh, You're talking about this
God,
thing?
if you have a weak stomach, you may stop right here. Anybody hungry?
So I picked up 2 of these Fresh Monkey Fiction Santa Claus figures.
Oh man.
The one is the lumberjack. I swapped the heads because this head looked better on the Santa Claus, but this is supposed to be the checking it twice Santa Claus, and he comes with the list that this guy's holding. It's got like names written down on it.
Yeah.
And then
That's awesome, dude.
He's got brass knuckles that you can put on. Like he's got a set of hands with brass knuckles that say naughty and nice. Then he's got these black gloves that say not, and the bats say naughty or nice on them too.
That's awesome. I like that.
I put this guy was the checking it twice Santa. He's got a meaner looking face, so I put him in the lumberjack outfit.
Nice.
And then I swapped his head onto this more classic Santa Claus.
Okay.
Look
I like that.
Who is the they got limited articulation, kind of along the lines of a Mythic Legions, because they're bigger, stockier figures. But for what you're going to do with a Santa Claus, I mean, they got single jointed knees, the typical ankles, the thigh swivel, their elbows swivel, double single jointed elbows, shoulders, neck moves. They're all bald.
So they're all bald, so you can pop tops off the top of them and switch them?
Yeah, you could put different hats on all of them. So,
man, that head is cool. That could be used as such a villainous character.
It's the same head, I believe, that comes on the Barbarian Santa Claus, which is probably gonna be the next one I get, because that one's pretty cool looking too. Because he's got like
I didn't buy any of these, but last year I did get, I think it was like the re-release of the Figure Obscura Santa Claus, right?
Yes.
So I did get that, and because we're traveling for vacation, we normally don't set up our Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving, the weekend after. But as a result of us leaving for a week right here at the beginning of the holidays, we just set up our Christmas stuff last weekend.
Yeah.
So we got some of that stuff taken care of. Or I'm sorry, not last weekend, this past weekend, like 2 days ago, and we did that. And my wife had my Santa Claus out. She actually took it out of the box. She put it on the shelf right where it was last year for me and stuff. And I was like, oh, sweet. Like it's part of the stuff now. And then I was like, man, I've seen some reindeer around here at some point. So I started digging around, and I went on Big Bad Toys, and I did see them on there. And I was looking at those Santa Clauses you have there. So I do have a couple questions. Before I go to those questions, flusher or shelf worthy?
It's a shelfer, man. That's going on the ToyLeet.
Awesome. Cool. So it's ToyLeet. Awesome. I guess that's like perfect, right? As we get ready to get into the holiday season, to bring the Santa Clauses here, they're both going to be ToyLeet. So I'm down with that. So
last year I had my Father Christmas in my Christmas Dio display, and this year I got
that's the one I have, right?
Fiction in there, and I put my Father Christmas robe on my Black Knight stand-in figure. So Black Knight's wearing his Christmas bathrobe.
Okay. So now my question. The articulation you did say is limited.
Yeah.
Is the traditional Santa, that's the one I want. Is that one that if I was to design a custom sled or sleigh that he would be able to sit in? Like, can he sit?
Well, Fresh Monkey Fiction is designing a sleigh for them to go with the reindeer.
Oh, are they?
Yes. But
and does his knees bend? Can he bend at the knees?
Yeah.
Okay, so he can do a traditional seating position.
Yeah, he'd sit just fine. Okay.
Perfect.
I mean,
so
the back of his coat is like flush with his butt. So I mean, if he was sitting, he'd be sitting just, it'd be fine.
Okay.
Like here he is.
So wait, can you pull up that comment from Endless?
Yeah, see that? Like he sits just fine. That's my phone that he's sitting on.
Awesome. Okay. Oh man, he fell off the shelf. Flush it.
Yeah,
no,
flush it.
So
which one?
So this comment from Endless.
Yes,
that's an Arlen piece. So Arlen, he's the same guy who does the stuff for AWOC and stuff, right?
He did AWOC. His line with his brothers. That's the Space Zombies from Mars.
Space Zombies.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's so
going
cool.
all
I love
on
his
that.
work.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of funny because Arlen's been sneaking zombies into. He's got the zombie. He did some sculpting for the Monster Force.
Oh, okay.
He put some zombies. He's got the zombie goat and zombie reindeer into the Fresh Monkey
Yes.
Fiction line.
Yes.
He did the zombie Santa Claus. So he's kind of been sneaking zombies into all these
Krampus.
little things. Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
so taking it back a level, right? I don't know if anybody else saw. I saw that Red One movie with The Rock and whatever the dude's name is that plays Deadpool. He's not even a person anymore. He's just Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds. So I saw that with the kids like a week or so.
I thought Chris Evans was in that. Ryan Reynolds is in that too.
Oh, maybe it's Chris Evans. I'm sorry. It's not Ryan Reynolds. It is Chris Evans. My apologies. No, you're right. It is Ryan. It is Chris
It's
Evans.
okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Saw that movie. Good movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like laugh out loud or, it wasn't like, oh, game changer, but it was it's a cool Christmas movie that will now be on rotation for me every year. You're right, Matthew. Thank you. You're right. It is not Ryan Reynolds. It's Chris Evans.
Matthew will tell you if you said wrong. I mean,
sorry.
Thank you. Matthew's in the chat and you say something wrong, he will correct you.
No, understood.
Thank you, Matthew, for keeping us online.
So it's a movie that's entertaining. I enjoyed it. But it got me wanting more Christmas type stuff, and it kind of led down. I got the Santa Claus out. The wife put it on the shelf, and she did that. And then I started looking in the Fresh Monkey stuff. So I was like, okay, so I need to buy 9 of those reindeer, and I need to buy the alternative head pack, so that I can. And it tells you which ones you need to buy to make it match the tone. So those are all pre-order ones, and I'm like, damn. So I think I'm going to put that on my Christmas list, and then I want to get it so I can set up a display on my shelves in Christmas time to display like a traditional Santa display, like right on my fireplace in the mantle, which I think would be really cool.
I want to get the reindeer. They start shipping first quarter next year.
Okay.
I want to get the reindeer. I want to get at least 8 of them. I'm not too worried about having Rudolph they got the head, but I'm just saying
you need Rudolph.
If they sell out and I only get 8, I'll be okay. But I would like to have Rudolph for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I have an old probably to scale if Rudolph was a small deer still from a Rankin and Bass cartoon, like the actual Rudolph. So I might use that because you pull a tail down and the light actually lights up on his nose. So I might use that as my Rudolph. But I was thinking I want to build a sleigh, but Arlen, I was talking to him and Adam, highly articulated, and they said that they're going to release a sleigh, which will probably not come out till, January 26th. So I'll probably build a sleigh out of foam and some wood.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking 3D printing something. I'm thinking I must be able to find something that's 3D printed,
you probably 3D print
and then just paint it up and stuff. There's got to be
something. Sometimes you can find
even if it's miniature and
even in
the
Christmas holiday sections for a little, $20 or something. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to dive in on that, and I'm gonna have to get that stuff.
So that's why I ended up
put that on my Christmas list.
I ended up finding the lumberjack on eBay, dude, brand new in the box. I got them for $28, and it was $3 or something. Free shipping. So I got them for less than the big bad place is selling them for. But then I saw the Naughty or Nice had the traditional Santa Claus suit, because the traditional Santa Claus suit is on pre-order. So I was like, screw it. I'll just get them both, swap the heads. I'm good to go.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm going to have to check it out. So I'm going to put some of that on my Christmas list this year for sure. Yeah. Cool. So no sinker, no flusher, not even a floater, definitely shelf worthy. Yep. From the sounds of it, I'm going all in on that stuff. And that's going to amp up my 2025 Christmas display next year.
They got some really cool, like the Father Frost Santa Claus is pretty cool. He's got the full length coat on. They got the Father Christmas in their version too, so they're really cool.
It was cool. If you've seen the commercial, spoiler alert for anybody watching, and if you're gonna go see Red One right now, I'm gonna give you a count of 5 before I say something, so you can skip ahead or whatever. But they had the Headless Horseman in it. So my son and I, we don't know that stuff, but he has the Headless Horseman that he got for Christmas last year. I was like, hey, do you know who that is? And he was like, yeah, Dad. He's like, it's the Headless Horseman, the horse and stuff you got me for Christmas and stuff. I was like, yeah. So, I thought that was cool. And they have Krampus and whatnot. So they also sell the Krampus
figure. Obscura still has their Christmas figure that should be releasing within the next week or 2.
Which Christmas one?
Every year figure.
Oh, you mean that they have their
does their Christmas one,
maybe they'll do it. Oh, you know what? Maybe they'll do maybe they'll do Krampus, and they'll use that new Jackal looking 3.0 body.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that would make sense, or
I don't know what they do for Christmas this year, unless they stick with the Christmas Story or Christmas Carol one that they started with the
Somebody
get
said
more-
what an Ebenezer figure for the figure obscura.
Yeah. I doubt it's going to be Ebenezer, but it could be.
Yeah. Cool. Good deal. So that said, we'll just jump into our piece here. And I think we wanted to play the commercial here.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Christmas shopping can be hard, but with Helidope toys, it doesn't have to be. This Christmas, give the collector in your life a gift they will never forget. Helidope is guaranteed to bring the magic to your family's Christmas. They have many franchises, including Action Force, Marvel Legends, and G.I. Joe, and many more. Helidope Toys. Give Santa a break.
So we didn't really
So-
have a shout out this week, but we want to just,
Yep.
shout out our boys over at Hella Dope, go over there, get your toys for Christmas. Did you see my video I put up on Instagram today?
I don't know if I did. I've been a
I put one
hectic
up
day,
for Hella
man.
Dope. I actually wrote my own song and produced it for the commercial. Or it's not a commercial, but the video for Hella Dope.
So are you saying that you and I are gonna have to have a competition to see who can
Oh, we're gonna have to have
strum
a
the
rap
best
off or
chords?
something. Yeah. A song
Oh,
battle.
stop. My name is Mr. Wonderful. I'm just kidding. I'm not even gonna attempt to do something. No. You
You're
can just
Mr.
call me
Wonderful.
Plastic
I'm
Daddy
gonna
and
go
know
with
it's
I'm
over.
Mr. Miracle. How's that?
If I get out of this alive, it'll be a
That's
miracle.
right there,
but,
man. Coffee
yeah,
and miracles, brother.
awesome.
This would
Good
be a
deal.
cool
So,
idea for Figure Obscura. Do Snow Miser and Heat Miser from
but
The
as
Year Without a
wizards.
Santa Claus, Rankin and Bass as wizards, though. That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea, bud.
So kind of. Oh, thanks, Fast Red. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you a ton.
Thanks, Foo. I'm glad I got your vote.
Exactly.
He just knows
So-
mine will be a minute, yours will be 5. So that's all. That's the only difference.
Yeah, hey, there's not a lot this week. No custom music this week. So we're gonna focus. We're gonna do our normal spiel. You know what? We didn't even do this. We're the ToyLeet. He's Ed Akxion Figs. I'm the Mr. Wonderful. Together we are
ToyLeet.
ToyLeet. So if you don't know us, we like to talk plastic passion. This is normally something I would have talked about like 22 minutes ago. But if you're just joining in, we like to go through the weeks of news stuff. We're kind of back in the fold, getting the hang of it again. We're here this week. We're gonna be away next week, but we got a topic this week to talk about, kind of the end of the year preview. There's about 4 or 5 weeks left before the end of the year. This is the first year we've been going. This is episode 30. We like to talk about independent toys and focus on the community and brotherhood within it. We like to promote cool, interesting things that we like to talk about and shoot the shit about. Example was the Red One Christmas action figures, how to decorate for the holidays, vacation, fun things coming and going. So this week we'll kind of talk about some of our favorites from this year. We're not going to go heavy in depth. We're just going to breeze through those because we've got some other shows later on this year. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about the future, some things we're excited to see coming up. We're also going to talk about the ToyVember stuff. That said, we'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, we're going to talk ToyVember. If you don't know what ToyVember is, if you haven't been following, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Maybe not, but it's pretty cool. It's an opportunity to hone your craft, challenge yourself to take photos of action figures, photography, outside, inside. Take them off the shelf or out of the package and do something cool with them. Hell, to be honest, if somebody were to post some pictures while the stuff was in a box and was doing some action figure photography with shit that was in a box, I'd be down for that. However you want to display and play, that's your choice. The idea here is a month-long competition or challenge where you take photos each day, and just for taking part in the program you earn points. And there's also some judges will review the photos that are submitted on time every day, and each photo, based on what you put into it and what the judges preferences are, have the opportunity to earn some extra points. At the end of 30 days, the person with the most with a person or persons with the most points has the opportunity to win some prizes. We've had prizes donated. Going into the next slide here, we have all of ToyVember's prompts. We also have prizes that have been donated by a number of folks involved with ToyLeet, including, I always forget how to say his name.
Wallfly.
Thank you, Wallfly. and myself, Hexastack, Akxion Figs, and things including a $25 gift card that we'll be providing to the winner, to one of the winners, along with a number of Cosmic Legions. There's been some Obscura figures, things like that. Some really cool stuff going on. That said, you have the opportunity to win, and there's still time to take part. And who's to say that if you started today, you don't have a chance to win? I mean, you got like 4 days, 5 days of photos left. If you did some really kick-ass photos, maybe you could earn some of those bonus points between now and then and still have a chance to win.
That's right.
So there's been some really cool stuff. As we alluded to before, Thanos has been doing some really good PG-13 level photography.
Eldor's been kicking ass.
Eldor
and Endless Fables, both those guys have been kicking ass.
Some really cool stuff. Our buddy over there
been doing really good, telling the whole story with his Numa City dio that he's got for his 1/18 scale stuff. So
there's Emerald Knight from posting.
Oh yes, John. Yep.
Taking part in it. Yeah, no, some really cool contributions. This year's been, in my opinion, so far it's been a success. I've been happy to see the community engagement, everybody sharing. There's been some other competitions going on. AWalk Spiro, they did their own thing. Some folks have been sharing and cross-threading things there, which was cool. So some of the folks that have participated in ToyVember also using that skill and promoting and competing in other competitions that have happened this year. So looking forward to see where it goes to next year. But that said, we originally were planning to make our announcement of the winners on December 3rd. Unfortunately, Ed and I both planned time away from town on the 3rd. So to give us some time to get back in the saddle
let's rewind
those points.
Neither one of us really planned the time. It was
right.
kind of
That's what
the time was planned for us because
right.
My trip includes my friend who lives over in Africa and he's home for these 2 weeks for Thanksgiving and the week after that. So I have to go when he's going. So
absolutely. No, yeah. And my family wanted to get away for a little bit, so we're doing that. And the plan is on December 10th, that'll be the next show. So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we will be having the ToyVember winner announcement show. So that'll be the main topic. We'll do our news and stuff, but we'll have folks, hopefully folks that are competing will be tuning in to hear their names announced for the winners. Very excited for that. And then we'll work and coordinate those the winners that are, anyone who wins in the continental US, we will ship those out to you. No cost, no purchase, and whatnot. So it's exciting. So again, keep taking part, tune in, and then we'll announce those winners on December 10th.
Here's another participant. I forgot that he was even doing it because I see so many pictures in the day now.
Let's dive in.
Sorry, I clicked that too soon there.
You always do. You always click that. And I always talk over Frank the man's voice. You always make me cut it off. I'm just saying, Nolan's been taking some good pictures too. He says he's only got 2 more to take. And I got so many pictures coming in that I forget. Real quick, let's just say.
Yeah, I know there's so many.
Menhoza, as Punk likes to call him.
Hello, brother.
What's up, brother? And Todd C's bounced in too. What's up, Todd?
Awesome.
All right. All yours, brother.
Let's dive in and
take a look at the weekly news. This week, don't have a ton of news. I mean, there's definitely things happening. We'll cover on some things. There's some things we'll laugh about towards the end of the weekly news. But, this week, Animal Warriors Kingdom sent out an update in the last week. Some of the box art that the designer over there is putting together. You can see you've got No Sleep Till Mamba right there, looking badass as ever. And then you got the Necromancer on the right there, looking very magician-y.
Yeah.
That's
all
word.
Those pictures are awesome.
Magical.
That Mamba picture is just friggin' badass,
dude. I can't wait to see Mamba in the comic, man. Mamba gonna be in the comic. I'm just like, and actually as a main, hopefully, just see him. I just see him taking that thing and just tossing guys across the screen, across the panels. Very pumped. Definitely got my order in for book number 5 and the whatever they call those print runs for the 5 combined ones. So yeah, some cool stuff from them over there. Nothing crazy. They're continuing to progress. I'm sure first quarter of 2025 hopefully will be exciting, and we'll still hear some more things, targeted dates, things like that. Hopefully. Next is some really boring news. Four Horsemen. They do some shit. They do some shit, right? So no, I kid, right? So I just grabbed a couple pictures. This has been talked about, I'm sure, like a shit ton the last couple weeks. You know, they had the great show where I was messaging you, I was working. You know, hey, are you watching the stream? And did you see the dragon?
As soon as I saw the lion, I was like, oh, Travis is gonna have that in his AWOC.
I definitely will get this one. I mean, I still don't know that he would dethrone the, you know, the lions that I have from AWOCs, but he'll hang in there. I don't know if that he'll win, but he definitely looks kick ass. So they did a great job with that. Big too, biggest. I mean, I feel like the size of this one's going to be somebody who can compete with.
He's ogre scale,
Mamba.
I think.
Yeah, he's approximately 9 inches tall, so ogre scale for sure. And he's larger than the typical ogres due to the massive head crown, from what I was reading.
Yeah.
They, you know, it's got all the same, you know, articulation, butterfly joints, bival swivels, mid torso cuts.
They did such a good job on
Beastwave.
Like the lion parts and the sculpting of like the golden armor. It's just an incredible figure all around, you know.
Yeah.
There was a choose your own adventure book back when I was a kid that I loved, and on the front cover it had like an anthropomorphic lion, and this figure with the red cape just like blows me away. It's like such that image in my head.
That's cool. That's very cool. No, I'm excited for this. And I mean, there was a few there. I'm not a big snake guy, especially the slithery looking ones. They look cool. The special release they had there for Legions Con looked awesome. I gotta go to Legions Con next year. Like I'm like,
yeah,
I got it. I got it. It looks so cool, man. So like after seeing this year and like you know, the Friday announcements for the G-Con stuff that they do is just so cool. Being there in person, seeing all the video and stuff from that, and then I think what hit me, and this is kind of what I want to talk about the news. I don't want to dive in too much because people have already talked about it, but I haven't voiced my view of it. I don't want to say I've been against Four Horsemen by any sense. I like their stuff. I had some concern earlier on with the articulation when I got the first sets. Again, I wasn't into Four Horsemen for a long time. It's maybe been a year and a half now since I've had, maybe almost 2 years now. No, it's about a year and a half since I got my first Four Horsemen figure. And I think the first thing I've said this before is, man, the articulation leaves a little something to be desired. The look, the paint, the sculpting, it's all great. But the articulation left me something to be desired. But then they announced the 3.0, which I was really hyped up to see. That right there was like, this is cool. But then they alluded to the mythos expanding.
Yep.
Which I'm like, holy cow. This is my thing. Like, I want the mythos. That's the part that, like, the mythology, the lore, that stuff, that's what gets me into something. That's where, like, I really buy into the product and really want to see it and whatnot. So, like, they hooked me at that, seeing the map and how it expands. And then they showed this, right? The freaking dragon.
Yep.
So, like, you know, and before I talk more about the dragon, did you see what dragon just came in?
Comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
So, Punk's here. He's working on something with his daughter. Always help your kids, man. I know she was stressing you out last night, cutting in on your show, brother. But
he's working on something with his daughter. Is he teaching her how to read a ruler? Did he go and buy her one, or?
I know she was saying hi to everybody on the stream, kind of putting her hand in the camera the other night and stuff and whatnot. So no,
she makes
awesome,
me laugh.
Thanks for stopping.
She reminds me of my daughter that's in the Air Force, just how like out there she is, like just, you know, doesn't care, right? She just comes in, she's like, Dad, I need a ruler. Like, in the middle of his live show. Something. I don't give a shit. I need a ruler.
Exactly. So before Punk, you know, showed up, which was, we appreciate always, brother. The dragon, dude, like this thing, I'm buying two of them. Like it's just, and it's funny. So I got it. I was trying to ease my wife into it. Like, oh man, this thing's big.
Yeah.
Like, so what I do? I showed my youngest son of Wonder. I showed him for a minute, and I was like, look at how big this thing is, dude. Like, this thing's gigantic. I'm like, it's like 6 foot long with the fire, and I show it to him, and then I'm showing people, and I show my other son, and like whatever. And then I finally I start, you know, working up to showing the wife it, you know, over the course of the next couple of days. How am I gonna control this narrative? How am I gonna spin this on her so that she's not like, no. So I'm like, I'm buying 2 of them, and she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm gonna buy one for myself, and I'm gonna buy a second one so that I can sell it to cover the price of the first one in a few years. You know, and that's it. She's like, because I'm like, because you know, someone else is gonna need a one. but I'm
Well, yeah,
keeping
you know,
them
for
both
sure, because
I'm
when
keeping
they
them both for
released
me.
the second dragon, right, for the pillars, whatever that is, going to be a black one, a blue one, or whatever,
Right.
right? Someone's going to be like, "Damn, I missed out on the first one," and you're going to be like, "Here you go."
I can't say this out loud, but for me,
I know what you're doing. I'm just trying to
but I
help you
told
sell it. I'm just
right,
helping you sell
right,
it.
right. Yes, I'll cut my audio out and just show her yours.
Yeah.
Yes. So the idea here, though, when I told her that somebody else would need one, she said, looked at me with the most like sarcastic but serious, like, "Are you kidding me? You think somebody's gonna need a 6-foot plastic articulating dragon that breathes fire?" I'm like, "Well, yeah,
I
absolutely."
know about at least
She laughed very
30 or
hard.
40 guys that need that one right now. So I mean,
Yeah. Well, exactly. So, this is awesome. Like, that's just such a great. I'm really interested to see how well. I don't think they're gonna have. I mean, I don't think they're gonna have a hard time moving this for the dedicated horseman people. They've done such a great job with their model. They've built up enough steam and desire for this. This shouldn't be an issue.
nope.
I'm interested in the price point. As I mentioned to you, and I think I even posted in other chats in other streams, I believe that the price on this one is going to be somewhere between 350 and 400 for just the core
Yep.
selling one, and I believe the other is going to be between 80 and 100 to $120 for the
I'm
add-on.
thinking all
you're
in
gonna-
with the kit and the dragon, you're probably looking at 550 up to 600 with shipping.
I'm thinking somewhere between 475 to 550 is the $75 range of where I expect it to be, which to me is tolerable. If it goes above that, I think it's going to get interesting.
Yep.
I might only get one.
The only saving grace that Four Horsemen finally did was set up the Shop Pay app on their site so you could pay
just before this.
Yep.
And what you'll notice in a very strategic move, they made this. What's this last one? Is the hold on, sorry.
The Beast?
Yeah, the Reign of the Beast wave.
Yeah.
They somehow made the Reign of the Beast wave a relatively low cost, all in. Not that they made it cheaper, but they didn't load it up with extra figures.
Right.
And
Yep.
they didn't go to a larger wave for it. They kept it a little bit.
They didn't give it a horse mount
price
or a
down.
moose or anything like that. So
Right. They waited until after the holidays
Yep.
to let this one wrap up. So they're letting you pre-order the Beast Wave until the end of December, and then they're going to announce the pricing for the Dragon shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
And if I feel like, I may be wrong, but I feel like the one they announced last year at G-Con, I want to say it was like a $600 all in or something or close to that.
well, that one had the bear. So yeah, that was pretty
Right.
close to it.
But I think it was like all in was closer to $600.
Yeah.
So if you think about the price point of the all in for the beasts and then the dragon, if you can get that somewhere in that $700 range for everything, maybe a little bit more, it doesn't seem like such a hit on the wallet. And then you add in your prepay or your broken down pay periods there. It's going to help some people who, budget that way and manage it that way. I also find that whole approach very interesting with a number of things, right? They have, and this is just the Four Horsemen sales model, right? Like they're now allowing people to, chunk it up into 4 payments, and you get a discount by doing the pre-order through them. And they're also, when I saw them, they've recently announced that like the only time you're going to get a discount off the retailer's prices is going to be, during the pre-order period. And then it's going to be basically the same flat price whether you buy from them or from the retailer in the future. But now you have the prepay with the 4 pays or whatever. I feel like that could impact some of these third-party retailers. There's always going to be market for the third-party retailers, but
Sure.
I'm interested to see how it impacts them.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
The other thing is though, going forward, right? Looking down the road for Four Horsemen with the payment plan set up, right? You got basically for Shop Pay, I think it's 4 payments for 4 months, right? So you pay a month every month. You're talking a year to a year and a half per release time from the time they announce it to the time it releases, right? So you're talking if you paid off in 4 months, that's pretty much the next time they're announcing, an All Stars or a Cosmic Wave or whatever, right? So you got that paid off.
Yep.
Bam, you set up another 4 payments, right? It's really a smart business model for them because now more people will be buying the all-ins on at least pre-ordering from them, getting the discount, knowing that they're not going to chuck up, $300 right off the bat or $500 all in one swoop.
Yeah. Absolutely. So no, I'm dude, just so excited. What they talked about the dragons, how they talk about there's the other core dragons they're going to release, but there could be, they're not going to do saddles because like third party people can create the saddles if they want for these, but in their lore, these aren't really saddle flown dragons, so they're not going to focus on that. But that's not to say maybe a smaller dragon, which they showed. If you watch the video, they showed some smaller dragons where they had pre-scaled them out to be smaller. Maybe they definitely alluded to there being other size dragons, which I mean, not all bears are the same size, not all humans are the same size, right? You have different scale things. Why wouldn't there be some smaller dragons that could be saddled and flown by some of your smaller, characters, things like that? So I'm really hoping that we see some more dragons. I'm really pumped about this. Like, I'm really excited. Like this, they've got me with the 3.0 bodies and these dragons. I wasn't when the Savage came out, and I've got my AWOCs, and there's the Conan through Mezco, and I had those other lines for fantasy stuff, and even the Masterverse stuff that I can get a hold of. I wasn't needing a lot of the Four Horsemen stuff. I would grab some filler ones here and there, but I find that with the 3.0 body, some of the other stuff, including like the dragon here, is going to be it's going to be very intriguing. So.
I've already got plans for him down at the creek, dude. It's just going to be a matter of actually getting him to the creek is going to be the struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to need a second vehicle. You're going to have to get a trailer hooked up to the car
down there or something.
Next up is some stuff down your wheelhouse, which I'm sure you're pretty excited about if you saw these today. Did you see these yet?
Oh, hell yeah, I saw those today. Already got them pre-ordered.
Okay. Season 3, Part 1. They announced some additional features, including Dr. Rand, Mr. Legacy, 13 Ghosts, the Ambassador, and Commander Gridiron. What I thought was interesting here is I didn't know we would see Dr. Quest in 2024 announced as a 6-inch articulated figure.
And I tell you, Fresh Monkey Fiction is the kings of doing homage figures right now. I mean,
yes. The guy in the middle in the back looks so familiar to
that's
something
the dude
or
from
something.
Gridiron Studios.
Oh, is that the guy?
Yeah, that's the I can't think of his name right now, but he's the owner guy. What the hell's his name?
Oh man,
Mike, Mark, Will, Eric.
That makes sense. Okay,
yeah, that's why he's Commander Gridiron, because he started designing all the weapons for Fresh Monkey Fiction. He is actually the weapon supplier in the Monster Force lore.
That's cool. That's awesome. That just went like way over here.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that. That's so cool that they did that.
And the Dr. Quest guy is actually Dr. Tanis Rand, who is actually the creator of the Kilowoggs. Which is the werewolf.
But isn't he like an homage to I thought I was reading something online that he's like an homage to Dr. Venom. And they're calling him Dr. Toxin or something like that. Is that right? Am I mixing this up?
That's not him. That's
I'm mixing up a different character. I saw something else today. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah.
I may be looking at one of the other ones. Sorry, I'm confusing it. Yeah. But no, this is cool. This is this set continues from what I understand, the battle between the different factions in the Forgotten King. And just another, we've seen the Monster Force come out this year. So it's cool to see. I mean, if you're a 6-inch collector, whether it be Monster Force, Joe, Classified, Valaverse.
The cool thing is like this first wave they sent out, right? There was 8 figures, and basically Dracula and the Forgotten King were the same buck. The 2 Delta Reds were the same buck. All 3 of the Sleepwalkers were the same buck. And then Van Helsing was basically the same as the Delta Red, except he had different legs. So they did a lot of reuse. Moving forward, there's a lot of figures that are coming out that are, the army builders are reused, but like there's a lot of unique figures coming out that aren't reused parts.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, this is cool. And I mean, if you're into, if you're into that military line figures and you've got any of the AWOC, if you got any of the Valaverse or the Classified, and you're just looking to expand your library of characters, they've got a ton of things in here to build into the space there. So definitely some cross play opportunity. And if I wasn't shifting away from that military human traditional 6-inch scale figure to the fantasy lore stuff, I would be definitely all in on these. These are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pre-order already. I'm sure your wallet's loving you right now.
Well, with the pre-orders on BBTS, at least I don't have to pay up front. So
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of some things that hit the wallet, Savage Crucible, they just believe they just wrapped up their pre-sale of Wave 3. But they also did a stream last week, which, I'm a huge lore fan, so I love seeing what they're doing over there. While there wasn't a bunch of lore stuff, what there was an announcement. The Veritas Raptix, if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, it's the latest figure they had. It's in stock. They're running an in-stock warehouse sale.
That's
December
something
20th.
I found interesting. Going back to Four Horsemen, is they have a few things left over from Legis Con. The exclusives are on sale at BBTS, but they started putting the armory figures, like the barbarian pieces, into their on the Store Horseman. And then I saw Savage Crucible was also doing like an in-stock sale also. I was like, interesting.
Yep. Yeah, so and this is a brand new figure, same buck, but they have some additional armor. They also announced that they have, and I don't know if you noticed this, but they have, and I don't think I have it out anymore.
They took out the toe articulation, right? Put the good feet on this guy too.
Yes. I believe these will have the proper feet without the additional articulation on them, on the toe, which they removed. But they have the large coin, right? So they have a silver one, and they had one that they only sent out to a handful of people as they were prepping up. It's the decoder coin. It's a large,
right? Yep, I remember. I saw it on Robo. Yeah.
Yep, and I have the. Oh, I got hearts on my screen, guys, because I made this gesture here. There you go. I love Savage. So basically, they had a silver one. Originally, they sent them out as gold, limited ones to folks, but the silver ones were given to a bunch of the backers and stuff. I got a silver decoder one. I think maybe you could pick them up at some of the conventions and stuff. But what they announced is they have some in sale, and 1 out of 7 is going to be the gold one. So if you purchase one, you have a chance, 1 in 7, I think, to receive one of the limited gold run Decipher coins. And then they also have their other coins.
As I said before, I think what they did with that marketing campaign was just awesome. They just randomly sent out those decoders. Didn't say anything about what it was. And then you had to decode it with your decoder sundial to take you to the website of Savage Crucible. That was just such a good friggin' way to do it.
Yep, that was cool. No, absolutely. Didn't tell anybody, and then they go and they run with it. It was great. I love it. I'm a huge Savage fan. I've got all my stuff right over there on the shelf. I'm pleased with every one of them. But you can see here, I did pre-order this. They have a bunch of, if you don't have a Savage Crucible figure yet and you're thinking about it, I highly recommend going out to the shop, getting one of the Como of the Isles ones. He's an amazing figure. The detail, he's a main character. If you don't want to spend $42 plus the shipping, go ahead and grab one of the Savage slates. I don't think they have the standard Savage slates. I think they have a lot of I think what they have, or last I looked, is they had some of the Shadow slates, which was a later release of a slate body. $20 for this for an articulating figure. They don't come with any weapons if you go with those ones, but it's a great starting point just to gauge what they have. As you can see,
just to see how the articulation works and everything else, right?
Yep. And for some reason,
what's up, Briscoe?
Sorry. For some reason, I think I may have messed up on my photos here. Bear with me here. Give me 1 second.
I can't imagine you messed up. We've been planning this show for 5 weeks now.
I know. Give me 1 second. It looks like my image, I didn't put the proper image in, and I want to highlight this because there is keys, because there were some questions I saw people posting online about this release, and they kind of, I don't want to say they complained, but they challenged the fact that this was kind of just a re-release and the price on it and stuff. Yet one of the things that they some folks may have missed is that.
Are you saying
you know,
people
they're-
complain in the toy community? I cannot believe that.
Right, exactly. So here we go. So this is the photo that I was supposed to have here, and what you can see here is there's 4 previously unreleased weapons. Each one of those weapons is uniquely different and ones that had not been released in previous waves. So in previous releases, you have like these bloody weapons. You have like almost like a pirate's type sword. You got this battle axe, and then you've got the other 2 swords, which have their own, handles and stuff, which is different. So I thought this was cool. So those are completely different, unreleased, non-seen sculpts before. And you have like a combination of armor, I believe, that had been previously released in different forms through the different Kickstarter Wave 1 releases. But then different paint apps and stuff. So you're getting a non-main character, or almost like a con level, a con exclusive level figure for the $42. And it's a great figure. I'm looking at it, and what I saw by I think it was Jay Hernandez did the preview of it. It looks great.
How much are Savage figures normally? Like the regular, not the slates. I know those are 20.
So the slates are 20. When they were a Kickstarter, I think they were 16.
Right.
I believe that the non, you know what? Give me a second. I'll double check it. But
because I mean, $42 does not seem outrageous at all. The last
Not
wave
at all.
of Fresh Monkey Fiction figs that I just pre-ordered today are at $37.99, and that's
No.
$1 from what they were. So
yeah, their figures are, in my opinion, for what you get with the detail, the paint apps, the articulation, they're in line with any other brand. like the
Mythics
Four
are
Horsemen and stuff.
37 at the pre-order and 45 at retail now. So I mean,
Yeah, so you can see they have right now a warehouse sale going on. You can get a Royal Guard, which is a non-named character, but is a stacked figure. Like comes with, it's a great paint app, and it comes with armor, and multiple swords. $42. You get Como of the Isles, $42.
that's what I'm saying. So he's
Nimble
right in line
here.
with the rest of the figures. So
Yeah.
I don't understand what the
you-
pitch is.
Well, you can actually, like, if you go look at the Imperial Sentry, he is $50. And I think, if I remember correctly, the Imperial Sentry is their, I think it was the conclusive or whatever, or maybe I'm confusing it, but I thought that was the conclusive, and that one's $50, and he comes with like 4 weapons and some extra pieces.
Yeah.
And you're getting this guy, Virtuous, you're getting him for $42. Yeah. So, I mean, right now, if I'm looking at their shop, they're all out of the Lemurian slates, but you can still get Veritas. You can get Imperial Sentry. You can still get some Shadow slates. They have the armor packs, the Huntsman character packs, and you can still get some of the main characters. Highly recommend Como of the Isles. He's one of my favorite characters. Thanos, you can go directly to Savage Crucible, and you can get the Lemurian Shadow slates for $20.
Yeah, those are the ones that were
So,
like a little more purple, right? The shadow slate.
Yeah, they had more of a purple look to them and less of the green.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with both of them. I
Yeah.
like them both. I like that they didn't make the Lemurian slate really re-release or anything. So I like that when they released it, they did something a little different. It gave a different weapon and whatnot. There are no Lemurian Savages left from what I've seen. Those are different. They're more like the green that you see on the screen right now. So again, I'm a huge Savage Crucible fan. Love what they're doing. Price point's more than fair in my opinion, and I think they did a great job. And I love that this is like, something you didn't know, and boom, it just dropped. Similar to what you see, the Four Horsemen and those guys do. And I think what I've said, and I'll say it every time, I love competition in the marketplace because all that does is benefit you and I. Happened with Classified and Valaverse. It's happening with Savage and the Four Horsemen. They're just innovating with each other and forcing each other to up their game every time, and that's just gonna be something we all get to reap the benefits of. So, huge fan of it. And what's really cool is they all work together really well. So, for someone who has nuances with things that are out of scale and stuff, the fact that these can play really well with one another is really, really cool. But yeah, so that's for the most part the news I had right now. There was obviously some really cool stuff that NECA did in the last week. So some really cool stuff that NECA's doing. You guys know what they're doing. They want you to ship back your boxes.
That's right.
If they
They
don't, they're
released
going
some
to
pretty
send
cool
everybody
looking
after.
Nightmare Before Christmas figures, and then pissed off their entire community. So
Yeah.
good job.
I
NECA.
mean, You have fun with it. Hey, people, do what you choose to do. What's right. That's on you. You're not taking from me. I didn't buy the turtle letter, so best of luck to those that didn't get it yet. Hopefully, you guys get what you paid for, and NECA gets off people's backs, because it's a fun time to be a consumer in that world from the sounds of it.
Hey, no doubt, man.
That said, do you want to check the chat real quick? I don't know if there's anything you started that you want to cover real quick.
No, I said hi to Briscoe, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of in talking and stuff. A couple people like Aaron here saying that he's definitely getting a dragon. Punk said rulers are inbound as we speak. So
good deal.
And Nolan saying he's definitely going to get a dragon. Hopefully they do a gold and a purple one. Yeah, I'd love to see him do like a frost dragon too, like really like crystal blue looking one. That'd be awesome.
I want to see an orange one. I want to see something with like an orange and red kind of fire-ish looking one.
Yeah, that too, right?
But
Like
again,
a fire dragon, an ice dragon.
I don't need and again, I don't know the lure. I'm really excited to find out what the lure is with those dragons, because I don't know enough about it. I've heard rumors and rumblings that there might be a YouTube show coming up soon in the near future. Yeah. I reached out to some folks. I'm like, hey, where would be the best place to get all my 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions lore? And I've caught wind that there may be something coming down the pipes from some people. I'm really looking forward to it.
Down the pipes. Oz and Brick are starting up their Legions class again, which will be starting real soon.
Is that official?
Yeah, they're going to be doing it.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to say anything.
I don't know exactly when they're going to kick it off, but they are getting it all together and setting it up. So that's going to start again. So that will be coming.
I will be,
because a lot of people have been asking
front row.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about the lore of the pillars and the Kingdom of the Beast and all that stuff, right? Or Beast Kingdom, whatever.
I need it, man. I'm pumped. I want something similar to what Adam and Brick did over on the AWOC stuff, where they read the comic and they talked about where it came from and kind of where they think it could go. I know they've eased up on that a little bit with all of their connections and not wanting to spoil the spoils for everyone type of thing and whatnot. But I'm hoping to hear something soon from them about the 4 Horsemen, the Mythic Legion specifically, because that I'm really excited about. But let's talk end of year preview, favorites, futures, and ToyVember tales. We've kind of covered the ToyVember tales. Again, if you haven't taken part, go ahead and take part, even just for the last few days. You never know if you have a chance to win. There's opportunity for plenty of folks to take away some prizes.
It's actually pretty challenging. The 12 or whatever photos I have put in, I tell you, man, it's like you sit there and look at the prompt. I'm like, and I would try to tell a story, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to spin this into the story? And then, it's like, oh,
that's cool.
It's
maybe
good.
that should be a little easier. Maybe it'll be a little more.
Set up an actual picture. You can't just, you could just snap something on your, on your table or whatever. But, if you really want to take the challenge on, take the challenge on.
Absolutely. So we talked about that. What's going on from here? Where's the ToyLeet Takeover go from here? We've been really busy. Is it over? No, it's not over.
No,
it's just beginning. No, we're having too much fun. Life comes at you. When you think you got to figure it out. He comes in and kind of throws a curveball at you with things in life and whatnot. So obviously, some things come up, but what's the end of the year look like? Well, what we have planned is, and then we're going to cover this, and then we're going to come back to some of the things we want to highlight, right, of what we liked. So what does the end of the year look like? Well, we are going to take next week off because we need a break, guys. We need a break.
Holidays, man. Give us a break.
We're going to do that. And then, we're going to take next week off because we got some stuff going on. But then we'll be back on December 10th and might, have a few guests on. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and, sorry, give me a second. If you can just speak to that real quick. I got somebody knocking at the door.
Yeah. So December 10th, we are going to go through the pictures and the winners of the ToyLeet ToyVember contest. So hopefully everybody tunes in for that. And the people that win the prizes will be there to either accept them humbly or we expect a lot of bragging. Your choice. We're not going to stop you either way. But yeah, we're going to do that on the 10th. and we'll probably highlight some of the really good pictures or the pictures that we really enjoyed or things like that. Pictures that some of the judges enjoyed, and then, like I said, announce the winners. Tell you how to get your addresses to everybody so we can get the prizes out to whoever is the winners.
Sorry about that, man. Thank you. Cool. Awesome. So that'll be in 2 weeks, and then December 17th, we're going to talk the holiday toy craze, some of the economics of the seasonal toy shopping. Then on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, we'll be right here with you. No, we're going to have a pre-recorded message for the holidays. Going to do some stuff there. And then on December 31st, we're going to do another pre-recorded show. It'll launch. It'll have a live one on New Year's Eve, so folks can watch it in passing as they have time. But it'll be our end of year show where we cover our favorites and the items that we have. And what we think is the best for the year, and that'll kick us off into the new year. Where on the January 7th, we'll be back in the saddle driving forward from episode 39 and on. So looking really forward to continuing to drive forward in next year stronger than we were this year, and just continuing to evolve. So those that have been tuning in with us already for the first 30, we appreciate your support. We look forward to your support moving forward. If you have suggestions and ideas and things you want us to talk about in the new year, we've got some things on the radar as far as our main topics we'll cover. But we're always open to ideas if there's something you'd like us to take a deeper dive into.
And I heard Fat Red Foo wants you to do more songs. He said he really liked songs, and he's really looking forward to like a show that's really just a slideshow and one long song, like a 30-minute song. He'll
love episode 38, man. He should definitely check us out, episode 38, because if you need music for the new year to bring in, that's the place to be. So I kid. Ed, as we come kind of to the end of the show, we got a couple items we want to cover. What are the what's some of the best things this year that you've gotten in plastic? What are some of the favorite things you've got?
So we kind of discussed this a little bit on the Clubhouse Saturday night, and I'd have to say probably, like, without going into each figure, like Fresh Monkey Fiction's Monster Force, of course, is something I've been looking forward to since they announced it last year. And anybody that's knows me or has paid attention to me knows that I was a huge Monster Force fan from the beginning. So that first wave was awesome, and I was so excited to get it, and it did not disappoint at all. Right. So, I mean, super happy about that line. The Odious figure from Unparalleled Universe. Of course, I'm a big Sasquatch fan, and that's a Sasquatch figure. And then like the articulation and the soft goods they included in that was an awesome figure. And for $80, couldn't beat the price on it. And probably outside of those two, there's been some good Cosmic Legions figures that I had, and then I was really surprised by how much I'm enjoying these Santa Claus figures. So. And then Mezco Conan was probably one of my top picks for the year. I mean, Mezco Conan.
I'm looking at him on my desk.
Frankenstein's Creature from Figure Obscura is on top of that list too. Yeah.
I'm looking at Conan right here, and he's right up there at the top of my list.
Yeah.
One of my first
Mezcos. That Mezco Conan is kind of like a small enough structure figure that if you got a good saddle, he would look badass riding on that dragon.
I'm sure. Yeah. No, definitely. That would be interesting. For me, without going into it, I gotta say it's a toss-up to me between the AWOCs that I've got this year and the Savage Crucible. I guess I gotta say, if it was either of them, I got my AWOCs in 2023. I had a bunch of them, all through PowerCon. So the AWOCs aren't new to me. So getting my first Savage Crucibles in my hand this year, Como the Isles, those figures, all the different Lemurians, I think I'm pretty happy with those. So if I was to say kind of like this year's big wins for me, it would definitely be the Savage Crucible. As far as, just getting my hands on my first wave of those, I'm really happy. Would I have liked to see wave 2 in my hands before the end of the year? Absolutely. Would have been really cool to have the humans in hand. But I know they're coming, and if they come with anywhere near the level of quality that I found in these Lemurians, I'm gonna be really, really happy. So, I mean,
that's kind of my thing too, like the Monster Force, right? Like everybody was saying, "Oh, it's delayed; it's never going to come." First of all, you didn't put any money down for Monster Force, right? All the figures are pre-ordered, but you didn't put any money down. So who cares if they're late? You're not tied up in it. If you want to cancel it, go cancel it. when those figures did come, it was worth the wait. You know what I mean? Like the figures are done well enough, and the articulation, the accessories, the face paints, the sculpts are definitely worth the wait. And it's kind of the same way for you with the Savage Crucibles. You know, I mean, granted, you got some money up front because it was a Kickstarter, but still.
Yeah, but I saved a ton of money buying them at retail.
It was worth the wait, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, those are some of the highlights, right? We'll talk more in detail, some of the disappointments, maybe some what lines are gonna like. We'll talk about this as kind of our end of year wrap up. You know, what were the most successful? Maybe what were some of the disappointments from the year?
Yeah.
Not just the flushers, but you know, what other? Like,
that's one of the other things we got to do in our last show of the year is our flushing and shelving recap.
Yep. What goes into that? So it'll be a little bit longer of a show without the news and stuff. It'll be mostly focused on you know, the end of the year stuff. So we'll skip through a lot of that stuff when we present that to you guys. But we'll talk about some of the wins, some of the losses, all of that. For me, it's definitely the Savage Crucibles, man. I got a ton of my ultimates, the wrestlers. Happy with those, but at the end of the day, the creativity that went into those Savage Crucible figures.
It was a great year for action figures all around, right? I mean,
for sure.
Even though we had several that got,
to,
there wasn't a lot of flushers, and you know,
we
don't buy everything. So even when you look around and see what other people are getting, like Punk with all of his GI Joes, you know, and his helicopter Dragonfly, and you know, all this stuff that came out, and you know, Thanos has all those orcs from World of Warcraft that he gets from like 5K. Those figures are just badass. Fury Planet with all their anthropomorphic animals that they came out with. It's just, you know, what a great friggin' year it was for the toy community.
Creative Beast, right?
Oh yeah, Creative Beast Studios.
Right? They've got their mounts and stuff. So tons of great stuff for 2024. We'll recap a lot of those in more detail in our end of year show, episode 38. But before we wrap up, what are you excited for next year? What's your biggest excitement for 2025, or at least what's a preview into what you're really excited for 2025?
Two things for next year besides the dragon, which you know the dragon's a given, right? We don't have to mention the dragon, right? The furthering of the Fresh Monkey Fiction collection between Monster Force and the Naughty and Nice lines, like we talked about in the beginning with the reindeer. I'm definitely picking those up. You know, you got the bear coming from Mythic Legions. You got the dragon coming from Mythic Legions, right? Those are two big ones for me. Like I said, the Monster Force guys. And then, you know, I didn't go all in on Brutal Realm, but I have several. I have several of them pre-ordered through BBTS, and really looking forward to getting those lines for sure.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. And
one other thing.
For me,
Space Zombies from Mars.
Oh yeah,
totally looking forward to that line.
I was gonna say Space Zombies from Mars. I was surprised that didn't land on your radar. So no, that's good.
That one. But that's another big one on my list. I think from what I can see, the Kickstarter is probably going to have like 7, maybe 8 figures to start with. So it really shouldn't be too bad of a Kickstarter.
That's awesome. No, that's
and I think
cool.
they're doing a comic and a vinyl record right off the bat. So that'll be part of the Kickstarter.
I saw something about the vinyl record. Yeah, I did see that. No, that's cool. For me, I think it's the expansion of the AWOC Series 2 stuff. So for me, all the new bucks and the lore, I think I'm really pumped for the lore there. I think I'm really pumped for the Horseman lore to expand. I'm really hoping that they, blow the guardrails off of that and really let loose there.
I'm really interested in picking up that Roman Legionnaire looking dude that's got the new articulation just to see how they did that articulation, so it's gonna be interesting to see.
I'm not, I mean, they announced that, like, the jackal or whatever it is there, hyena type thing, right? With a 3.0 body and stuff. I'm not huge on that figure itself. I'm loving the idea of the 3.0 body, but that one I'm not like crazy.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't too excited about that one.
Yeah, the body, the buck, that having that 3.0 body stuff, that's interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there, what they do with their lore, and then the AWOC expansion, the Brutal Realm Kickstarter, and then again just the Savage stuff, right? I love that they're going to be doing smaller waves, like 2 figures, maybe 3 to 4 figures wave. Doing it more frequently, but spread over the period of time with smaller waves, making it a little bit easier on the budget at a given time. So, they've got 2 more waves to deliver on before the Kickstarter's done. So the humans come in, they've been finalizing production on the fishes and like whatever they're doing with those. So
I think you're going to see a lot more of that in 2025, where like the independents that have already established themselves, like Mythic and Savage Crucible, is they position themselves in a good spot right now, right?
Yep.
And Fresh Monkey Fiction, all these AWOC, I think you're going to start seeing 3 to 4 figure releases every couple months, as opposed to like we've been seeing where it's 7, 8 figures all at one time.
Yeah.
It's like, because you're just killing your customer base, because they want to buy other things too and they can't, or they just don't buy all of your stuff. And then whereas if you're buying 4 figures here and then you got 2 or 3 months to save up for the next 4, you can buy something else in between there.
I'm just waiting for one of them to have you sign up for a monthly subscription plan,
right?
Where you're just hooked in and they just deliver the figures as they come, regardless. Like,
good business idea. Let's start an app, like like they have that Find My Figures girls that they do those things that the Articulated Ninjas friends with there. They have that Find My Figures app. Let's do Find My Figures, except we'll only charge like $2, and we'll just make sure everybody gets all the toys they want, and we'll start a subscription.
$2 isn't going to cover the cost of all the toys, though.
No, that's what we'll make off of every transaction.
Oh, I got you. So like I was just thinking a monthly subscription.
Right. We'll set up a subscription fee that's a monthly thing, and then we get money on the transaction as well.
Gotcha. Like a plastic
going
box.
to all these different toy stores and stuff, We'll just take over.
Let's just partner. Let's just partner with Hella Dope, and we'll have them come up with a dope box, and it's just a subscription service where they get one of the figures per month every month, and it just delivers to them.
Yeah.
Hey, Hella Dope, don't steal my idea.
That's the way to do it, right?
Yeah. So I'm excited.
It's like the old record, right?
Cool.
The first 12 figures is a penny, and then the next figures are going to be twice as much as they cost normally.
And you've got to buy 10 figures,
right?
So exactly. No, yeah, I'm excited for 2025 because, like you said, right, we didn't even talk about Valaverse, right? Maybe, I mean, like, that's one that's got. I'm interested. We've only heard up to Wave 5 or Series 5, so it'll be interesting to see what they do after that. Like, in my mind, that's its own thing with the military things. There's only so much you can do with military, right? Like, at some point, it's just kind of the same thing. That's why Joes have that ability to have the more fantasy sci-fi spin to it.
Yeah.
Vala, I love the lore. I'm looking forward to see what they do with the comic. If they continue with the lore with that, that stuff was cool to me.
I think he's doing
as far as the toys
by bringing in those Praetorians, like the android things. And then he's got that, was it a DFW that he announced that funky looking like flying craft? I can't remember what he called it. Yeah, that was a DFW. I think he announced that, kind of, it's not going like fantasy, but really sci-fi, futuristic.
It's not Space Force, but it gives some exploratory opportunity besides just a bunch of, Middle East, operatives and stuff, things like that. Right. So it definitely gives that ability. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do. Cause these are established brands now that, you don't just have the Four Horsemen out there as the only guy in the, playing in that space of independent toys. You've got a lot of different ones from Vala, Savage, you've got AWOC. Those are just 3 right off the top of my head that are established to some level of credibility within the community that have some loyal followings that I just see kind of expanding and seeing where they go. So I think we're on the verge of
this is another one we haven't talked about tonight.
Ramen
said his favorite was the Ramen Toys Marshall, but like Ramen Toy, they got a new series of Ramen Racers coming out next year with 3 offerings. They got the Raider, the Ramen Revs, the vans that they're coming out with, 4 different versions of that. Then he's got his tank with the 4 or 5 different packages of that you can get. So plus all the figures he's doing with the mask or Makina as he calls it and all sorts of stuff. Crazy.
Yep. No, it's very, very cool. So with that said, just kind of, again, we've got shows lined up for the rest of the year. Like I said, we're off next week, but on December 10th, we will be back with our ToyVember winner announcement show. So be sure to tune in, especially if you've been taking part in it. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's run through the chat real quick, and then we'll call it a show. So no one said the Marshall already. Tony's Fig stopped by. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Tony, brother. Thanks for
we have
jumping
a couple other latecomers.
Saw Roll Keeper.
No one said, Bushido from Sparrow Toys is another cool line that I'm looking forward to. Thanos said he's looking forward to Bushido too. Roll Keeper popped in. What's up, Roll Keeper? And my boy Plastic Skulls, he does some awesome photography too on IG. So if you're not following Plastic Skulls on IG, go over there and follow him on IG. He does some awesome photos. And Endless Fable says, have a good one, guys.
Thank you. With that said, Ed, you got anything you're doing this week you want to shout out before we go off?
No, I got, the usual shows will be going on. Punk's Thursday night show with a friend is a pre-record with True Mr. Six or Mr. something. I can't remember his name right now, but he'll be on. And then, Friday night with Radnom. Saturday, Oz will be doing his clubhouse. I will not be there because I will be in the mountains and probably not have any internet whatsoever. Looking forward to that. Be drinking a lot of beer and eating a lot of meat. Hanging out with my my three best friends, three really good friends, not best friends. I have three really good friends that I've had for a long time. Every year we take a guy's trip, so this is where we're going this year. So outside of that, everybody that is in America and celebrating Thanksgiving, wish you all a very happy and safe Thanksgiving and enjoy your time with your family. We all know how family get-togethers can get, but just remember, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. So just take a deep breath, in with Jesus, out with the devil, and just eat and enjoy.
Absolutely.
How about you, brother? You got anything you want to give out?
Just busy, man. Just busy. Looking forward to punching out on tomorrow night after work and taking a long vacation until the 9th. Getting back into the saddle on the 9th. Some big things popping later in the year. With the last few weeks of the year. So looking forward to that. And otherwise, I guess this is where we just say stay wonderful.
Now, but remember this. Let your toys breathe. Do this. Toys on the desk, it's the new habitat. ToyLeet Takeover, we're loving that. It's a stack high in the air where it's at. Everywhere's a playground for Mr. Wonderful. In the office, living room, let them breathe. Action Figs hit the trail through the mud and undersail. It's a ToyLeet life beyond the shelf we prepare. Figures and cents in perfect place with hacks and stats beyond the space. From battle seeds to epic quests, our collection's always at its best. It's a stack high in the air where it's at. Everywhere's a playground for Mr. Wonderful. In the office, living room, let them breathe. Action Figs hit the trail through the mud and undersail. It's a ToyLeet life beyond the shelf we prepare. So like, subscribe, and join our crew. Check us on Instagram, we've got news for you. Back the stack, it's when dreams come true. ToyLeet Takeover, we're here for you. Thanks for tuning in, feel the vibe. Toys in our world come alive. Next week, same time, don't miss the